wanted to show off here our real-time stock race. What you're going to see here on the top right of my screen right now is this is a scan that I've created I can share with anybody through the cloud or through our cloud function. And essentially what I've done here is I've told this scan to find stocks between price X and price Z. I want to see that they're up from the open, and I don't use them much, but I used it in the scan in the spirit of John Bollinger and momentum. I've used a Bollinger Band filter in this, although I don't advertise it normally, but so people understand what it's doing in the background. And so once this scan has found those stocks that are up the most from the open with those volume metrics and the Bollinger Band that they met, then I tell it sort them on the stocks that are up the most from the open. And the reason why I do this is you could have a stock that gaps down and has a big reversal and might be the biggest move of the day. And I don't want to miss that by just looking at things that only gapped up or only up from the prior day's close. So once those stocks are found like that, it then brings it here to the race. And the race then starts it on what we call a delta value, meaning now that we found all the stocks that meet our criteria and we've ordered them, now let's start them evenly in the race and see what's moving in real time as we're looking. So, if we click on any of these here, we're going to see CX, what a move it's had through the day. And we can see the move that it's continuing to make right now. This is where, the price alerts would come in, and on the chart, I could right click and I can say, create a price alert from this price, or I can edit the price right here. I can put some notes into it here. And that's why I think these two work so well in tandem here. And I put the price alert, and we're going to see it populate right here. And if the price alert goes off, you're going to get, it's going to look green. It's got a trigger, of course, got to hit that price for me. There we go. So that now it's just triggered right there, and we can see that that's gone there. And then, if I wanted to set it for a pullback, I could pull it back down and set it for a pullback down here. And if I wanted to set it for, for breaking out again, I could pull the price alert and set it back up top just like that. Just to bring in the guts of the scan here, and I believe everything is looking proper on screen. Just want to make sure. I can come into the configure of this here, and I can go to the advanced configure. And you can see here, very simplistic scan with price range, volume that it's done in shares today, using a 5-minute Bollinger Band, using another volume metric just to make sure that we're not getting stocks that, let's say, the stock traded 40,000 shares in a block, and then it traded another 20,000 shares in a block half an hour later, and then traded another 15,000 shares an hour later. We're not seeing stocks like that because those aren't actively being traded. There's just block trades that could be institutional or something like that. We want to see stuff that's active and live and moving now. Yep. And again, to show we're sorting on the open here, and in the background of that's the background of the scan, and in the race itself, the race setup. We can change these here. I like 3-minute races. I like 15-minute charts. So it's 5 races per chart, per candle. And I've said, we want to base the race on the change from open here. We're sorting again. The delta value means that we're starting everything even. And so that when we found the stocks, now show me what's moving out of that group of stocks in real time. Another fun feature of this for those that maybe want to replay the races later in the evening or over the weekend, we have a replay mode that goes back up to around 63 days worth of history that you could play these races. It does it in a fast forward type of motion, and it'll bring the stocks on and off the screen that matter to it at that time.
I mean, that
another feature.
That could be an amazing way to find an edge in the market, just by looking and replaying the race.
Absolutely. And for, I don't know if any of your traders are like me, but at the beginning of my trading career, I had another job. I couldn't just sit in front of a screen all day. I had certain days where I could do my day trading. The rest of the time I had to allocate to swing trading. So this is a way where you missed a market day. Well, here's a way to replay that market day in your race and see how might I have reacted to what was going on in these scans at that time.
Yeah.
Another feature of the races here, and again, I really cannot tout these races enough and what they did for my day trading, because I was a very kind of sort of okay day trader before we created these races at the end of 2021. And I didn't really start using them until the beginning of 2022. We have let's call it a finish line over here. And you can see here, AMV has won 17 races on the day today, all right? And if I go ahead and click on that, look at the move that has happened in that today, all right? LASE has won 5 races today for me. These are 3-minute races, and you can change this. Maybe someone wants to run a race just for the whole day. They don't care about winners. They just want the race to run the whole day. Maybe they want 1-minute races. Maybe they want 10-minute races. You can do that. But look at the move that happened at LSE. This was being captured in real time as this went on, just like AMV was. BBBY, same thing here. This move was captured in real time. These are 15-minute charts. If I wanted to break this chart down and I wanted to look at it on, let's say, a 3-minute time frame, look at that move. This was captured in real time, that move. Now, I don't ever want to just sell someone on saying, oh, we've captured all, look at all this money you would have made. I'm not one of those, you'll be driving a Lambo in a month, people, anything like that. But just imagine that if you started seeing the move somewhere here on this break, and you could just capture this part of the move each time, you didn't buy this and you didn't sell that. But if you got this part of the move 3 out of 5 times on stocks that are being alerted through these races, you're going to be ahead of the game. At that point, it just comes to your own trading plan and your risk management and your trade management. The ideas are being generated in real time that you just don't have to go searching for them.
Nice.
I wanted to also showcase here the single stock window. We talked about that before. And then here you can see, here's my float data. All right. These are the things that I've put in here. Here's the stock's lifetime high that might matter. 1-minute volume on a percent, 5-minute volume on a percent. Here's our relative volume up here, and these are adjustable. If you don't want to see these things, you don't have to see them. You can change them with the filters that we have available. And again, if we right click and come to a configure, we come to, search. You can search any of these terms and say, show as a column. You can start typing, for example, if there's an SMA you want to see. All right, here are the SMAs that we offer. And you could select any one of these and show them as a column. So the flexibility that you have with the data points that we have and how you want to show them. You've got your total volume here traded. For those that want short float and short growth, you might be thinking, is this stock have the potential for a squeeze? Or, I take the flip side of that a lot of times where I'm getting into a trade and saying, gee, there's a heavy short bet against this. Do I want to get in it? Because if the shorts are right, I don't want to be held down by the shorts. Taking the flip side that not everything with a high float, a short float is ever going to squeeze. In fact, most don't. And so do we want to bet against the shorts? Do we think we have it in us to bet against the shorts? So those are bringing in those highlights that I early on talked about here.
That's great. That's great. And the platform looks pretty easy to understand and, to play with. Very intuitive, very user-friendly. So I like that as well.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, we have those getting started videos for you. We have the user's guide. We have a huge archive of videos in general. I've made several videos myself that cover different items. But everything in the platform starts to become very intuitive. Things will live either within a right click, and you can find all kinds of options in here with right clicks, whether it's a chart or one of the scans, or we have what we call our menu bar that's up here. And for example, we wanted to open a new chart or a new type of scan. All those items are within here. There's some other different items and tools that live, sorry, I just lost that bar, let me bring it back, that live within this up here, some different account informations. We have a help section up here, get you right to the user's guide. The different video help that's up here. And then when users first start off, they may not want to create scans on their own. They might just want to see the software functioning right away. We have what we call a channel bar. Each of those channel bars is what we call a layout. A layout is a conglomerate of scans and charts. Okay. And so you can start with any of our pre-made items, and then you can go ahead and customize them to your own, or perhaps in one of our channels, you might see just one scan that you like, so you can save that one scan to your cloud, load it into a different layout. So you might have a layout that you're building and say, I like what I built, but I'd like to add something from somewhere else. You save it from that section, bring it into your own just like that, and create and customize just as you wish and like. And again, we have videos that actually cover how to do these things, so you don't have to sit there and guess and check and wonder how to do it. We got 1, 2, 3 minute videos that will cover any and all these items that I've gone over.
That's amazing. Okay, thanks so much, Chris. Again, guys, if you want to check it out, just sign in for one of Trader Pool programs and basically get your trade ideas for free, so you can elevate and push your trading furthermore, especially in these times of in the market. So much volatility, so much going on. You can take advantage of that pretty easily with trade ideas. So thanks so much, Chris, and good luck, guys.
Thank you. My pleasure. And best of luck to everybody out there.